Well, good morning. If you've just woken up, a beautiful day, I believe it is, across the country, and South Africa now officially on level 4 of the coronavirus lockdown. And from today, it means that we can actually exercise. And of course, we promise that we will be going across the country to let you in on people taking up the exercise restriction being lifted this morning. But of course, just between 6 and 9 a.m. So we're going to go to Port Elizabeth now, where our reporter Anda Nqonji is. And of course, Anda, I can just imagine people slept with their outfits, their running outfits and shoes ready for this morning. It's over to you, Anda.
Well, indeed, it is such a beautiful day in Port Elizabeth, and it's clear skies. The weather is just great, perfect for the first day to be active again. A number of people have been out here at the beachfront, as you can see, jogging along the beach or along the sand, excited and saying that they are finally free. Most of them say that they've been home-based for quite some time, and they have not gone out of their homes apart from getting groceries. And some of them complaining that even their dogs have been at home. They haven't been getting a chance to walk around or to take walks, but now things are finally slowing down. They're excited about this day, and they say that they are just around their homes in the 5-kilometer radius, and they are more than ready to get back home once the clock hits 9 o'clock as expected. But let's speak to a couple of excited residents that we met along this beach that were also exercising. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Just a question for you. How do you feel about finally being active after so long?
Well, it's great. I have been walking inside a complex, but this is totally different. And of course, in the last 6 weeks or so, we've had such beautiful weather. It's just added to the frustration. As we see now, the number of people around is probably much bigger than before the close down. So everybody's really taking advantage.
And are you within the 5-kilometer radius? Is your home just around the corner as required?
Yes, I live about 300 meters away from here, so it's easy for me to come down. In fact, my pleasure is to swim every morning at dawn, and that's the thing I really want to do, not sit on the beach, just go for a swim every morning.
All right, thank you so much. And ma'am, very good morning to you.
Good morning.
How do you feel about being out and active again?
Oh, I feel so excited. I couldn't sleep last night. I woke up at 4 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, and then, I thought I can go. And so I'm very, very excited about it. Yeah, especially after 5 weeks. Only my balcony, but that was okay. But now I feel free. Yeah.
Okay, and are you within, your radius? Is your home just close by?
Yeah. I live in Jumbo, so it's nearby. It's not far from here, so yeah, it feels good.
And it's interesting how you say you couldn't sleep last night.
Yeah.
What time did you actually get here?
It was 6 o'clock, and I thought, it's a little bit too dark. So yeah. I was waiting when the sun was coming up, and then okay, now I can go. So, and now I'm here. It's a happy day.
Thank you so much. Just the last resident that we found just jogging along here. Say, how do you feel being out and active again?
Oh, I'm feeling excited. It felt like New Year's Eve last night, doing the countdown just to come out again. I've been sitting at home eating all day, so it's now time to walk along the coast and lose all that unnecessary weight. Yeah.
And it was quite dark when we got here. There were a number of people already jogging and cycling. Were you here as early as well?
I came here about 6 o'clock this morning. Walking around from Yumu to Summerstrand. And I'm within my radius, so it's walking distance for me to go home. So I'll be at home at 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Those are just a couple of people who are out here today jogging and exercising. I'm sure you've seen quite an action behind me with some people cycling. We've seen small kids around. We've seen puppies. We've seen dogs. There's a lot that has been going on today. But what is common with those people is that they are happy to finally be out and be able to stretch their legs and exercise, because they haven't been out of their homes, as I have mentioned, for quite a long time, except for getting groceries. And for some of them, they have been mentioning that they have not even been able to run around the block or around their own homes because their yards are pretty small. So it's been impossible. But right now, from me, Anda Nqonji, to Bulelani Scott, camera person, it's back to you in studio.
Oh, thank you so much, Anda. And that, of course, the picture from Port Elizabeth this morning. And from there, let's go back to Sea Point. And that's where our reporter Craig Marais is. And Craig, hopefully the sun is up now and giving us a different picture. Over to you.
Yeah, welcome back to Sea Point Promenade. The crossing at 6:30 was a bit dark, but the sun coming out now. The sun actually only rises in Cape Town at 7:20. So a lot more people there now. We must say lots of people with their dogs, people walking, people running, people on their bicycles as well. And the happiest people seems to, well, not the happiest people, but the most happy seems to be the dogs. Lots of people with their dogs, and the dogs look really happy. We just got a gentleman over here. How are you feeling, sir? How's the run been?
Well, I must say that I agree with you. Seeing dogs again in real life is an absolute thrill, and I think I can see the smiles on their faces. But it's really great to be running with living human beings, not just interacting on Zoom, doing a yoga class in my living room. It's quite powerful. Yesterday I was in quite a bad space given all the extra regulations, but yeah, there's such a thrill of connection here, and my body is so excited. Yeah.
It's a matter of interest. I like your attire as well. It's a bit chilly, but what is it like running with a mask?
It's not really all that great. I can feel battling to get oxygen, and it's also quite moist on the inside. I sweat quite a lot, so it's quite wet, which is preventing air from coming in. I can understand, given the density of people, it's probably a useful exercise. But I think for running, it's not the best option.
So happy days for you, and obviously, do you wish you could be exercising besides 6 to 9, or are you happy with that?
I prefer to be running when the sun is out in full force. I'd also prefer it if there was a lower density of people throughout the day, and that if people who weren't in essential services could also be out exercising. But they've got to be at work by now, so I think that's a bit unfair. I think it's overkill.
Thank you for your time. Happy running and enjoy.
Thanks a lot.
So there we got a gentleman who's so happy. He's not just doing his yoga by Zoom and things like that. He's just happy to have this human interaction, to be able to see dogs, to see other people struggling a little bit with running with a mask. We must say we've seen level 4 says you have to be exercising, walking, running, cycling with a mask, but that can produce quite a few breathing problems as well. So that might take a while to get used to. We also obviously got this beautiful the ocean on the left hand side, and obviously the beaches, all beaches. We've got a few beaches just going further down. That's all prohibited at the moment. I must also say, Zakina, that we've got an outside sort of outdoor gym on this side over here, and the grass banks, which is not allowed for exercise. Obviously, they don't want people to have all these public gatherings and so no one's using these outside gyms or the outside. No one's allowed to be exercising on the grass. I must say one thing as well. If Eddie can just come back this way again. One thing, I haven't seen any policemen, I haven't seen any people from the army, no one to really be here to make sure that all the rules are being applied. But I would imagine that's quite a difficult thing for authorities to do. This is the legal part here, that they're allowed to be running on the pathway, which is quite big enough. There's been a bit of a complaints that between 6 and 9 that there'll be so much congestion, but this is quite a big, the promenade's quite big, the pathway. As the one gentleman that we interviewed as well said, for the essential workers who work between 6 and 9, they obviously don't get time to exercise. But the general feeling out here, lots of happy people, lots of happy dogs. They're happy to be out. They might have been feeling down in the dumps the last couple of days or weeks, but they're really happy to be out here. There's a lot of smiles, the exercise, obviously that's quite good for your immune system. So lots of happy people, lots of happy smiles. More and more people coming. As we said, the sun only rises at 7:20, but a lot of happy scenes out here and on the Sea Point Promenade out here in Cape Town.
Oh, thank you so much, Craig Marais at the Sea Point Promenade for us.